This man has more left in the tank. He's squeezing out every last drop of Suzaku like it's the last bit of toothpaste from an already flattened tube. Remember at the start of chapter 107, the narrator explains the side effects of weaponizing your life force. Extreme concentrations turn your powers or spirit energy black. We've seen it with Chihiro in his first encounter with Yura, and now we're seeing it with Samura. I believe that explanation was a foreshadowing, not for Chihiro, but for this upcoming battle between Soga and Samura. Samura is not the type to gamble away all his money and come home empty-handed. He'd rather die betting on the future than allow anyone to say that Chihiro is a dud. If you're new or a returning viewer to my channel, welcome and thanks for stopping by. Please hit the like button, subscribe for more content, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate y'all. To quickly recap the previous chapter, we saw Chihiro's true realm, revealing precisely why Enten was crafted as the ultimate deterrent to the Magatsumi. Completely immune to its traps and the malediction, Chihiro used his newly acquired speed and reflexes to land a successful cut onto the Swordmaster's cheek. A valiant effort that ultimately ended with him getting stabbed through the heart. My initial impressions of chapter 109, well, it sure did make me lose any hope of there being a positive outcome from this battle. Chihiro or Samura take one step forward and then they're getting pushed 4 steps backwards. In the last chapter, I forgot to mention that the Magatsumi not only can channel black energy into various forms, but the number of these forms are limitless. And to prove this, Soga pulls out a whole new attack that could have honestly ended the fight between Chihiro and Samura a long time ago. Who knew he casually had this in his back pocket? Also, it was nice to see a few characters that we haven't seen in a while. But to no one's surprise, it didn't take long for Soga to start waving his dick around and demanding answers before stripping away all the life force surrounding him. And even though I saw the death flags for you-know-who coming a mile away, I'm still not prepared to see this sacrifice in the next chapter. But I must say, Hokazono always knows how to end his chapters. I am so hyped. Now it's time to get into deeper plot points of the chapter. Expect heavy spoilers. Everything seems to be going well for the Swordmaster. Death is on the horizon for Chihiro and Samura, the only 2 fighters that stand a chance against him right now. He infiltrated the Kamunabi headquarters with ease, or should I say, with bees, because where the fuck did this attack come from? I'd be worried of Soga using something like Ladybug on me, and now I'm a T in the LGBTQ PS5 HDMI Plus community. This man also restarted the malediction, dooming potentially everyone inside the headquarters, and of course he's adding more names to his hit list. Now, I don't know about any of y'all, but it looks like Akamura Soga has won. This sane psychopath is succeeding in the mission he's pursuing. Honestly, I might have to put up a poster of him in my room just to use as motivation. He doesn't waste a second. Retreat and reinforcements are the only options our protagonists have of getting out of this situation. Shiba just barely found Hakuri and teleported him to safety. Safety. Yeah, right. That word lost all meaning after the Swordmaster was freed. This must be the first time we've seen Shiba panic. He even refers to Soga as an unstoppable monster here. See this? He looks like he's trying to work out a million thoughts popping in his head, and newsflash, time is of the essence. I gotta figure ish out right now. Fortunately, now that Hakuri has his strength back, they can evacuate anybody in headquarters who can land an attack on Soga and retrieve the other 2 enchanted blades to give to their respective wielders. Given that the stronger your sorcery is, the slower the malediction will drain you, there should actually be a fair chance to save everyone you need as long as Shiba and Hakuri don't run into Soga. I've mentioned this in my last video, But I really dislike being death baited for the second time with Chihiro. Don't get me wrong, I understand the hero's journey and the big bad showcasing his power. But Chihiro's revival is under the same circumstances as the first time. He loses to someone who barely had to put up a fight.
Actually, it's gonna be super easy, barely an inconvenience.
And then he's immediately revived with Suzaku. Aside from that, if Samura can hinder the Swordmaster permanently in a way that will help our heroes in future battles with him, all will be forgiven. The black flames have ignited, but yet again, because of Chihiro punching above his weight class, Samura has to divert his life force between healing Chihiro and using the rest of it to prove why he's betting on the future. Shiba character analysis. We already know the amount of stress Shiba is under to make the right decisions without wasting any time at all, but I'd like to direct your attention to a couple other things I noticed. Shiba assumes that if he joins the fight, there might be more deaths. Now, are you saying that Shiba needs to focus on evacuation because if he prioritizes joining in on the fight, the malediction will kill his allies? Or is there something about his sorcery or mastery of sorcery techniques that can cause fatal collateral damage if used in a, let's say, an offensive way? Read this line again. Will I only cause more deaths? How would you, Shiba, directly cause more deaths? This is so interesting, and I'm hoping it's not just some translation error. I would like there to be some kind of payoff. In the middle of Shiba internally freaking out and externally frozen in place, we see someone calling out to him, Mr. Shiba. This could be Hakuri about to snap Shiba out of his paralyzed state, come up with a good plan, and lock the hell in. I like a lot of the artistic choices in this chapter. Let's start with the heart. I don't ever want to see a heart stabbed with such fine detail ever again, especially if it's the first panel of a new chapter. I was grabbing onto the left side of my chest for the remainder of the chapter. That's gotta be such a sad way to go, and Hokazono did not spare us the sight of Chihiro slowly dying. Now I'm a bit confused about this part. Enten, could any of y'all understand why Enten was fading away? The Swordmaster did only just snap it, right? We didn't see him do anything else to it. Remember, Cloud Gouger broke in Chihiro's battle with Sojo, but Cloud Gouger was still functional after Sojo's death. It only faded into nothingness after Chihiro forced Cloud Gouger to use up all of its spiritual energy and then some. So that part was just a head scratcher. Oh, okay, what else? B was freaking sick and letting us know the distance to the core of the force field before showing us that giant gaping hole in the ground was a nice touch. It pierced through 300 meters into the ground with a radius like that. And I'm sure the Swordmaster only stopped at 300 meters because he knew that that's where Hakuri was going to be. But fortunately, Shiba got to him right as Akamura showed up. Predictions? I guess at the threshold of death, Samura's black flames will glitter with an otherworldly light. I'll see y'all for the next review. Wear your best funeral attire. Nappy Hair Josh signing off. Go make love, not war.